Diddly bang. Evan wants the sauce.
That was Ricky's fault.
Come on, big balls!
Should we keep going?
Dude, no. It is dyno day for our R32 GTS-T. We have brought it to Upland, California here at Garage Life. Daniel's going to be tuning the car. We're going to get this thing strapped on the dyno and start making some power.
So these are tuner DK. He's actually been my tuner for many years. He's tuned my FD multiple times, my wife's FD. Also tuned your car.
It did tune my FD. Yeah, things are running great.
So DK is, you're like a rotary expert, let's just say that. He does a lot of rotaries, but you also tune other cars other than rotary. And yeah, we're here at Garage Life and he's gonna tune our R32. We're gonna put his Instagram on the right below on the screen. And then if you need anything done by the hand, whether it's rotary or anything else, just hit him up. Right now we're calibrating the dyno, so I'm going to roll this thing to a few gears. I'm going to try to match the RPMs to the dyno. That way we have an accurate reading when it comes to horsepower and torque.
Strapped down on the dyno. They just calibrated it for the speed that they're going to be running, so to get the engine RPM and the wheel speed to match what the dyno is reading, which is good. The car is running extremely rich right now, which is why it's smoking a little bit. It's like 9-10 AFR at idle, which is way too rich. So we're actually going to be tuning out an E85, so I brought an empty can here. We're going to put all the gas into that, and then we're going to fill her up with the 85 and get to tuning, get to making some power.
He's doing like a pre-tune, so he's setting all the injectors percentage and stuff like that. So you're gonna see a few of these very small pulls until he can get the initial tune set up correctly, and then from there he'll let us know when he's gonna start doing actual pulls.
So what's like a number that we want to hit, or what is our goal or target?
So this car comes with like what, 280 crank? No. Hey, what's the number? So this thing stock?
So OEM, this car makes about 210, like 212 crank horsepower. That's like 170 something wheel.
Yeah,
it's like 175. So if we get 300 wheel, that will literally be double the wheel horsepower of this car.
That would be a lot.
So it'll be good. If it makes 300 wheel, I'm perfectly happy.
If the car is 175 wheel, I think 100 horsepower to the wheel. What do we do? Injectors, fuel, and turbo.
Yes.
Because everything else is stock, which is
we have the beautiful top mount, or the front mount,
yes.
manifold.
Okay.
Like pretty much everything except for the long block has been changed. So a lot of really cool stuff. I think it will do it. My problem, my scare, so everything around the engine is set up for way more power than we're going to be pushing. The engine itself is re-gasketed. It's got ARP head studs, which will help. It sounds so good. So we have a valve spring, and that's pretty much it. We're on a stock cam, we're on a stock piston, a stock connecting rod.
This thing sounds so good.
It sounds really good.
It sounds insane. The turbo from the front sounds so cool. These little G25s make the coolest noises ever.
And this Ready exhaust. I don't know. This whole system.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. It sounds really good. Some of that turbo's not in the front, dude.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah. We did one pull, the wastegate wasn't opening, so we disconnected the boost controller and ran the turbo vacuum line straight from the turbo to the bottom of the wastegate to get it to open, and it still didn't open. Something's going on with our wastegate. It is not regulating boost, it's just the boost is going through the roof, and so then we cut it off before something bad happens. So Ricky and I are going to turn into the engine, see what's going on with the gate, and get it fixed.
You look a little uncomfortable here.
Yeah, a little bit. Feet are kind of tired. These shoes are a little worn.
Some old shoes here. You know what, Will? I got some nice in the office I'm gonna hook you up with. Come with me.
While we were prepping the Skyline R32 for Dyno, we wanted to take a quick second to talk to you guys about Brunt Workwear. Brunt is reinventing workwear by designing affordable, functional, and modern-looking boots and apparel. So walking in between these cars all day, I used to have tired feet by lunchtime, and I realized I needed some footwear that was made for the job and would get me through the day. And that's when we found Brunt Workwear, and I got my hands on the Marin unlined boots. These were the perfect solution for me, whether I'm under the car doing an exhaust system or walking around the car all day. What's really cool is Throtl and Brunt have teamed up and made this awesome lanyard and some lace charm for your lace boots. And we want to hook you guys up. So if right now you spend $60 or more and use code throtl, you can save $10 on that order and get these lace charms. So do yourself a favor and check out Brunt. They have affordable, functional, and modern looking workwear for you. Now let's get back to this episode.
We ran pressure from the turbo straight into the gate. It wasn't opening, so we took it off. We actually set this vacuum line up and put shop air against it, which is about 100 PSI. Pushed it through and the gate's still not opening. So we're gonna take the wastegate off, take it apart, see what's going on with it, put it back together.
All right, so our wastegate is locked in place. I mean, stuck shut. It's not moving. Oh, wait, I moved it.
Did you actually?
Yep.
Those thumbs.
Got some strong.
Try blowing air and see what it is.
I think it's a spring. So we gotta swap these two.
Just swap it.
We gotta swap these two. That's
Do
it.
one test for
It was
sanity.
Ricky's fault.
We'll blame me. For, I think I did one wastegate in the last 10 builds we did, and I think it was this one.
So what's our problem exactly? Show
So
us.
that's a coolant port. So a lot of these,
Right here. It's hard to pick up on camera.
yeah, so there's a little coolant.
Yeah.
So the idea behind that is you can run engine coolant through your wastegate to cool it. Whoever put this together, put the air fitting on the coolant port and then plug the air port, both air ports.
It was one of us.
Somebody-
I'm
somebody
gonna
did
take
it.
the blame, but you better go
I
back and
don't
check the
I don't know who
videos.
did it. Okay, so we need an Allen and a crescent wrench. And a wastegate that works. Let's get this thing back in the car. Gate is fixed, we got the air fittings sorted out, everything's back together, the gate is doing what it's supposed to do. We're getting this thing restrapped down and then we're gonna start making some passes. Making some juice, making some squeeze, baby, making some pop, diddly bang, dude, making the power, making the graph, baby. Woo! 253 at the wheel. That's pretty good. We're already 40 wheel horsepower over what the stock car made at the crank, so heading in a good direction. Feel good. We're making about 250 on just wastegate spring pressure, so we're gonna add our boost controller back in and start playing with it. Now we're gonna have to be careful because going up too high in the boost is not really recommended for this engine, so we're gonna have to be careful going from here on out.
Alright, so the electronic boost controller, the mapping on the boost lines routing, it was backwards. Thank God we stopped it on time. This is why Dicky does what he does. He does wastegate tuning first. Now that we fixed that issue, we got that dial up. We eliminated that issue, so we know that from the wastegate to the turbo, it's all set. Once we added the electronic boost controller, even though the duty cycle was very low, it was still over boosting, which means right away he was like, the blinds gotta be backwards. So sure enough, we came over here, we checked the routing on the lines from the turbo wastegate to the boost controller, and they were backwards. So we fixed it now, so we should be all set.
That thing sounds so good, dude.
We just did 13 pounds of boost at 269, I believe. We're getting there, and it's still running on. He's gonna add a little bit more fuel just to even out everything, and then we'll see what happens. We just hit my goal, which was 280 wheel horsepower at 12 pounds of boost. So we're gonna go up one more hair, and then I think we're gonna go to 13 pounds. After that, usually when you go up a pound and you keep the same fuel rating, you get your numbers, but then it's just a tiny bit too lean. And what he does, he adds the fuel right after on the same amount of boost, and then everything changes.
That's perfect. That's good.
Bro, 303.
Yeah, because I don't know what's in it. Once more, like I'm just getting a little bit of boost and it just keeps going up. It doesn't want to stop. So
I think this is it. We're gonna call it quits.
Call it while we're ahead.
Yeah.
300 wheel horsepower is nearly double what this car made.
Correct.
So it made about 170 at the wheel from factory, about 212 crank. So this thing is making like 350. That's almost twice as much power. So
yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with that. 300 wheel horsepower in this car is going to be a lot of fun.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. What Diego was trying to say is like the car wants more. The car wants a lot more and is acting perfectly fine to take more, but we just want to leave it at 300, and then the new owner can revisit it without doing anything other than a retune and get more power if you want. But I think that's plenty for us. I think we're gonna call it quits, unstrap it, and yeah. Right now he's doing like your daily routine, like you're driving from here to the grocery store, right? He's going through the gears and he's going to act like he's driving it on the street since we can't. He's going to turn it downwards just to make sure that the entire power band, doesn't matter what speed you're driving, it's so flawless.
So this is the drivability too.
Correct.
Making the car run and drive nice instead of just doing a single gear wide open.
Off wide open, exactly.
All right, so that's going to be it for today. We're going to get this thing off the dyno. Psych! Evan wants the sauce. So we're going to strap her back up and we're going to go for more power, bigger numbers.
Baby, at 13.9 pounds of boost.
353?
at 14.3 pounds of boost.
353?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shut her down.
I'm gonna keep going.
No, that's it.
Ah, come on, big balls.
Oh, what happened? Oh, no faith.
I'm good with that. 353, good? Okay, Mickey says thumbs up. We're good. Shut her down.
All right.
No, we're going for 4.
Cool.
Shot in it. All right, bye.
Thanks.
14.7. So what happened is DK had already made an adjustment on the ECU before I turned it to stop. So we just needed to make sure that the tune was correct, and it is. We made 3 more horsepower, so good on us.
356 wheel, baby. That's a healthy number. That's a good number. Let me get my handy dandy crank calculator out. 356 horsepower at the wheels. Rear wheel drive manual transmission is 416 crank horsepower. So we cracked 400 on this thing. That's a really good number. That's a healthy number. This thing is going to be really fun to drive. It sounds incredible, and the car is running perfectly fine. So we're going to call it, get this thing loaded back up on the trailer, back to the shop, and tell the boys.
The end of the video, and it's also the end of an era modifying this beautiful R32. And the R32 actually is going somewhere else. Where's it going, Glenn?
It is going to be headed back up to Top Rank. This car is for sale. If you guys are interested in it, hit the link in the description. It turned out incredible. We have a 400 horsepower GTS-T. Looks and sounds incredible. Beautiful interior. This car is ready to go back to Top Rank, and we may be picking something else up. We might not.
Yeah, let's see.
It seems every time we make our way down to Top Rank, we end up.
We always come back with one.
end up with a little something. So let me know down in the comments what car we should build next. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.
We're gonna miss this car.